Greetings, everyone. Welcome. We've made it to Friday. Everybody's thanking their personals that it's Friday. And here we are. We are going to do Guilds of Ravnica draft. Wizards has taken away our precious ranked Theros Beyond Death queue, and rather than do best of three or finish up a best of three that we had started, I asked chat what we wanted to do today, and chat pretty solidly said we want to try the new ranked draft format that they are providing. Not that this is a new format. Guilds of Ravnica is an old format, but it's new again to MTG Arena. We're going to jump in here. Chat was talking about the lack of variety that this draft format can have in the draft portion, that often the decks, especially on Arena here, where bots are drafting cards that don't get played, the decks tend to skew towards the Grixis colors in this format. A lot of Dimir. Actually, that's not even true. I shouldn't say Grixis colors, because Boros is strong too. Like Dimir and Boros tend to be the consensus top two pairs in the format, with Izzet coming in third, I would say. But as chat was saying, like even the most the worst color in the pair in the format, which would be Selesnya, or you could argue Golgari, but I think the consensus by the end of the format, as it was a main set, was that it was Selesnya. If it's open and you're getting the hookup, it's playable as well. There was somebody who had a lot of success almost forcing it. I remember they wrote an article on it, but I'm not sure where the bots are. Like that's kind of a bot exploit as well. Like if you know the bots that are 0% are going to be into Selesnya and that you're going to get the hookup literally every draft, you could probably make that a thing. But also, I just really like drafting my Dimir colors a lot, so I end up there. But we'll see where we end up here. And I know where you're going to end up if you want cards for your physical collection. Though you're going to hit cardkingdom.com, and you can find them via my affiliate links in the panels down below. And if you make a purchase there from my affiliate link, they know that you headed there from here, and that helps out my stream because Card Kingdom is my sponsor. They pay me to talk about them, but it's no problem for me to do that. It's easy because I'm a real customer. I'm not just saying like, oh, somebody is willing to give me this to say this. It's like, nah, I'm saying what I know to be true, which is that they're my favorite game store, physical and digital. Love Card Kingdom. Thank you so much. And I'm going to jump in. We're not going to use gold because we're actually saving our gold for sweet Theros lands. This is our free-to-play account, but we have so many resources that we feel we can use some of them on Bling. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to jump in and spend gems because the Theros lands can only be bought with gold. At least that's what I saw in the store. So that's why we're doing it this way. And I'll get out of your way, and we'll take a look at pack 1. Which is a Temple Garden. We have all 4 of these, of course, so we could gem draft here. We wanted to start with gems. Watcher in the Mist, one of my favorite creatures in the format. Hypothesizzle, one of my favorite removal spells in the format. So it's either gems, Watcher, or Sizzle for me, nothing else. True Fire Captain is a reasonable thing. If you tend towards Boros, if you really like the Boros approach, you could absolutely take the True Fire. I tend to lean towards Dimir because of my play preferences, but if you lean Boros, that's totally fine here too. Also, I'm going to adjust this, and I also need to go turn off my furnace. I'm back. Look at that, I've trained my chat. Show me another chat in the Magic drafting Twitch universe that would vote to take gems over Win EV. So I like the ranks though. That's kind of where I have it. We'll go ahead and take Temple Garden. Who knows? Maybe we'll play it. Probably not. Here's another gem opportunity, although let me see, we only have 3 of 4 of these, so if we took this, we would be doing the wild card trick. I don't know if we need to I kind of only want to take gems if it's literally taking gems in this set, and for the Temple Garden it is. Like, we're going to get 20 gems for that. We wouldn't get 20 gems for the revival unless we wanted to spend a wild card on it, which we could consider, but I don't think we have to. I only want to look at gems here if we already have the 4. So here we have Deadweight as an excellent removal spell. This kind of makes the black decks sing when you can protect against the Boros decks early. Alucardio is already feeling regret. Don't worry, buddy. It's all going to be fine. It's all going to be fine. I'm gonna, cover up is nice, but that can be wheeled. Beard Stachio, the heuristic for 1 wild card is 20 gems, is for accounts that don't care about constructed. That's a modeling I do for people who are pure limited and are looking to convert their wild cards into gems. But on this account, we're actually taking a tack of, like, I have 36 rares and 8 mythic rare wild cards, and I'm super excited about that because Jay is coming on this afternoon, and I want to build his constructed decks using my wild cards. So since I actually have a constructed use for my wild cards, I'm not going to do the conversion technique on this account, but you could if you were limited only. But yeah, we're going to take Deadweight. This is a pretty easy Deadweight for me, actually. And I don't think we're going to play a Temple Garden. We might, but hope not. Here, like Artful Takedown. Seismic Assault is good in the Is It Aggro deck. This is the OG meme card for the stream, but we're going to try and wheel that or this. Like, these are 2 good wheel potentials out of this pack. I like Guildgate even in Dimir because you can splash some of the good Golgari stuff. But we're going to take Takedown. Again, it's in my color preferences, and it's, I think, even if you preferred Boros at this point, if you'd pass the captain and we're in Deadweight Takedown territory, you'd go with that. I like the Agent plenty good. Probably wheel a Centipede Child or Undercity. If we wheel a Guildgate, I like the Is It Guildgate even more in the in the Dimir deck, because I think the Grixis Splash is great. But we're going to go with Darkblade Agent here. Here's a Mythic. I don't think we have 4 of those. Oh, we have 3 of those. Oh, man. It might be worth converting 1 Mythic to get 40. I was saying I wouldn't do that, but it depends on what else is here, though, too. Informant's pretty good. I generally don't pass Mythics, but taking this would not get us gems, and I don't care if I have 4. I don't even think you'd play 4 Thousand-Year Storms in a Thousand-Year Storm deck. So, no, this would just be for gems, but that's the thing. This wouldn't actually get us gems. Taking this actually got us gems. Taking this would not. Ferengi, it's somewhat modeling. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, Ferengi points out that, hey, if I'm willing to spend gold on bling, I could spend gems on win percentage, right? Like, this account doesn't really have to penny pinch the gems the way I do, but I like to model the correct behavior regardless of your win percentage. And it's like, I'm going to take the informant, by the way, but it being correct because of our win percentage, I'm still trying to model it for people who don't have the same win percentage. So I'm going to take Child here. I don't see anything worth pivoting for, and we have 2 Dimir cards already, so we're kind of locked in, honestly. Yeah, not a great pack, but this is why this is exactly why someone earlier was saying, hey, I've had great success with Selesnya in GRN. And that's because if you literally get every blue or green and white card in the freaking draft, you're going to come up with something, right? Anyway, we're going to take Child, though. And hope that we can at least cut some bots out of our colors. I'll grudgingly play a Never Happened, but bats, and these are all like grudgingly playable, but the most grudgingly playable, probably just go with the cheap one. Mesmerist is not great, but you get a couple of them and you'd be amazed at the attacks you suddenly have. But bats, sometimes a flyer just is what you need, but there's enough 3-4 flyers running around that this can get outclassed. But I actually think I'll take bats number 1 over mesmerist number 1. It's pretty marginal difference there, but that's my pick. Now we got a pass wall versus Wisconsin crab. The crab was proved surprisingly playable in the format, but I do believe it's pretty replaceable as you can get additional crabs, and there's also the Dowser of Lights, the 4/5 in black for 5 that also kind of does this job. So yeah, Pass Wall is Sneaking is the kind of card that doesn't seem like it does much, and then suddenly you realize, oh, it's must kill. I actually lose this game if I don't kill their Pass Wall. So we're going to take Pass Wall number 1 for sure. Yeah, Tim knows sometimes you hit the Vapors. In fact, we'll probably take the Vapors and run it. I mean, you take Selective Snare, but I don't think it's important as the Vapors. This is how... it's pretty strikeout home run in best of 1. There are some decks that just really don't care about this at all, and it can feel like a blank in your deck. But Boros is one of the top decks in the format, and this is a Boros killer, so it's really nice to have, even in best of 1, Metaphysic Vapors in your Dimir deck, and it has Surveil as well, and so it does your Surveil synergies, which is nice. Veiled Shade is a playable win condition, but not a good one. But again, I love to look at drafting and deck building as a series of job filling, and right now we have 0 cards except maybe the Bartizan Bats in the job of finisher. I guess we have Pass Wall Adept as well, so we have a couple of cards that you could argue are how we're trying to close out a game, but Bats is a terrible way to try and do that. Adept is pretty good at that, but we're going to take a Shade and we're going to try and upgrade it. I would like to hire somebody else for this job, but if we have to, we can run it out there with a Veiled Shade in that role. Nothing great looking here. Anything splashable if we pick up some splash colors? No, I guess I'll take a Collar. But yeah, we're never playing anything from here. There were a lot of black cards in this pack, and we only wield the Necrolith, so that makes me a little bit sad, but we'll take it. What do you mean, Brian? I've played, like I've said, I've been pretty consistent about the Shade, and I've played it in many a Dimir deck that didn't have quite the finisher that I want. Like, for example, I would rather have, I've often cut a Veiled Shade because I have a Dowser of Lights, for example. Maybe we splash that, but I'll just take Vault Progress. I don't think we're going to be splashing a worm here. All right, not a great pack one. We like the Takedown. We like the Deadweight. And the Darkblade Agent is okay, and then it all kind of fell off. We'll see if we get the hookup going the other direction, but looks like maybe Dimir not super open, and I'm following my my love down a trappy path. Nah, I think we did fine. I think I made reasonable picks. Quasi Duplicate is pretty excellent. Can always find something to do. I love the Night Veil Sprite, though. Oh, Night Veil Sprite is incredible. If these were both uncommon, like we definitely have 4 Quasis, so like we can take this. Playable gems is hard to argue against over playable not gems. But if these were both uncommons, which one am I taking? I mean, this is really good. It's an excellent card, but Night Veil Sprite also is kind of an engine card for the Dimir deck. Yeah. This has more raw power potential, but a turn 2 Sprite is one of the better plays in the game, honestly. But I'm going to take Quasi Duplicate. It's close even without rarity considerations, and when you throw 20 gems in, I can't resist. Spy Bug, that's amazing. This is one of the premier Boros cards, but we are obviously not Boros, and we are happily Spy Bugging. We're going to need to focus on getting some more Surveil triggers. That was one of the nice things about taking the Sprite. You know, Sprite into Spy Bug is something else, you know. Or Spybug into Sprite, either way. Actually, you probably want Sprite into Spybug. Yeah, anyway. Murmuring Mystic. Oh, yeah. This is one of the better uncommons in the format and is an incredible quasi-duplicate target. And Phantasm. Say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar. There we go. Chesapeake showing us the OG meme there with the sub. Thank you. Yeah, sad to pass up a deadly visit, but you have to. This is too good. Thoughtbound Phantasm, also too good. I like the Poisoner. I like a Dowser. Say I never heard of ya. A rap Thank you, Tribe Runner. I like Pilfering Imp. Yeah, I'm a little loud for me. I like a lot of these, but we're gonna take Phantasm and but we're starting to get the payoffs. Like Phantasm and Spybug are great payoffs. Now we need to make sure we find ourselves some really focus on the Surveil synergies here. So I'm not particularly high on the old Whispering Snitch. It's another, I guess it's technically a Surveil payoff. Ben Stark really likes this card. For example, there was a pick Ben was talking about where he was already in Dimir and wanted to snitch over Darkblade. His reasoning being good 2-drops are hard to find in the format, and so take the good ones that you can find. My argument was like, but I don't think this is a good 2-drop. So that being said, though, I'm willing to listen to one of the best drafters of all time and try it and see what he sees and take this and see if can figure out if I've been wrong about this card or whatever. Severed Strands is decent removal if you have the sack options. We don't like what I really like with these, of course, is the Rat Burglar, for example, or there's some green creatures that ETB draw a card, but it's still playable. It's just that we might just want a Crawl Swarm. Like Crawl Swarm is the upgrade to the Bartizan Bats. It's not an amazing card, neither is the Bats, but this is kind of like a Bats that's a little bigger, and you can actually get it back. You know, you can recur this. So, yeah, I think you could make an argument for either one. I'm gonna go with I don't want 2 of these, and we're only in pack 2. We might pick up another one of these. This is uncommon. I'm gonna take the uncommon, or I almost want to take this. I do like splashing these decks, but I'm gonna take a Crawl Swarm, and here we'll take a Dowser. I know we don't have a lot of removal yet, but I really don't like the Strands without some support, and we don't have that yet, and it tends to go late. I think we should have a good shot at getting another one. No guarantees what's going to be in the packs, of course, but we should have a good shot. Well, I play 2 Dowsers. Do we want a Locket? Nah, I don't want to splash Locket. I don't think we're splashing anything here. With Duplicate, we also want to watch our mana requirements, although for a Ravnica deck, this is pretty light on color requirements. I don't want another Bats, though, so I'll just take another Dowser. It's possible we play 2 Dowsers, but that's not very exciting right there. I like a Mesmerist over a Wall of Mist if we're talking about 2-drops, filling those 2-drop holes. Not super impressive, but playable. Here's what I'm liking. We'll take a Rat Burglar here. This is a 2 I can get behind. Meme value aside, here's the card I was talking about that makes Severed Strands really incredible in the Golgari decks. Yeah, I would love to take things that say Surveil, but we're not seeing too many of them right now. But I don't want to be that much about it. Like if we got the 03 Wall or whatever, I still don't think I'm playing that. This is a 3rd one of these. I'm gonna put this in the board. Never happened. I'll look at Curve the next time it's relevant. I mean, hold on. Let's just actually take Vault Progress. Hey, look. Told you they go late. Very nice, though. Look at this. 2 black cards in the final 2 cards of the pack. World Hates Paul has locked in Mirage Basics. You got it. I did not expect that to wheel, I'll say that. Here's another one. This is going to wheel as well. That's what I say. But we probably just take a Sabotage here. Or Bounty Agent. We probably have 4 of those. Yeah, so this is gems. We could pass up a Sabotage for gems. But also there's the point. I would say, like, we can do things like this. I mean, my whole point is to model economic behavior that people can use to play this game for free as much as possible. So, but again, we are so loaded, we don't need to be penny pinchers. So, but I would say this. If you're like, we have 4 copies of this already. And if I were needing to really optimize my gem grind to be able to stay playing as much as Magic as I want for free, I would absolutely take this Bounty Agent here. But because we have the financial flexibility on this account, we'll take the Sabotage. But penny pinchers, take the gems here over something like of this quality. Notion Rain. We'll definitely take the Notion Rain. It says Surveil on it, and it's good. And hopefully we'll wheel this Stroke. Same thing, we got a risk factor that we have got 4 of, so there's gems here as well. If you are penny pinchers, I'd take gems here, but we'll take Notion Rain. Vault Progress. So if you get 4 copies of a common or uncommon, if you were to pick a 5th copy of that common or uncommon, instead of getting that 5th copy, you get some progress towards a vault. And when you 100% that vault, you open it and you get some wild cards. So basically, if there's a pack with nothing in it that you're going to play and there's still an uncommon in it, take the uncommon, and we call that taking vault progress. Yeah, look at it. Which maybe says maybe they did change the bots or something. It's possible they made bots more rare frugal in the more recent sets. Oh, the return on the vault is very low, Brian, which is why I say you take vault progress when there are no playables in the pack and there's still an uncommon. At that point, might as well, but that's the only spot. Here, though, we're going to take a Surveil. It's another Surveil reward, actually, when we continue to want more triggers, but we're not going to pass this. Dead weight, pick 4. Okay, well, we success. You know, it started to dry up, but clearly we cut the bots to the left, because the bots downstream to the left of us are shipping us the mother load here in pack 2. I really want this Guild Gate. I love mana consistency, and we have no Guild Gates yet. However, we also we're slowly building up our color requirements. But I'm going to take the Dazzling. I love this card in this format. I was talking how we have a version of this in Theros Beyond Death that I basically never play. That basically is this, except it's -4, -0, and it's Scry 2 instead of Surveil 2. But the Surveil synergies are so important in this set, and the -3, -0 effect is so good against the Boros mechanic in this set that the context of the card makes it way better than its counterpart in Theros. Sila calls this only acceptable in the blue-red deck. I think I obviously disagree. Another opportunity to Severed Strands. We're going to take our first Disdainful Stroke. Oh, the THB one. Thank you. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We're in agreement then. Just misunderstood. I think it was Jamie that said, Jamie Topples was saying, one thing you learn when you're a streamer is that you just spend most of your time confused. Like, you're just constantly confused. I totally feel that. Centipede and Muse Drake are both weak playables, so now let's check curve, because it may determine which of these we pick up. Do the bot respect Thought Erasure? I've seen it go kind of late. Not so, but it's also a gold card, so they should kind of go late. Oh, it's not even like the 150 brain. It's like when I talk about confusion, it's just that there's frequently just conversations or things being said that I misinterpret. That's all, you know. Yeah, Drake draws a card, but I like cheaper if we need it. But in this case, we're pretty good at 3. I don't think we're playing the Veiled Shade. We have a couple Dowsers if we want it. Beef. I don't think we're playing either, but I guess I'd rather even probably have a Muse Drake over a Bats. Well, this is interesting. We have a Child of Night, number 2. Child of Night is decent in that it gains some life. It can block and trade with some Boros stuff and give you a life cushion. Mesmerists actually get better in multiples, because when you can start attacking with multiple Mesmerists, the power reduction becomes quite real. So I don't know, this is a close call for me. Unfortunately, they're also both non-bows with our Metaphysic Vapors, so we got to keep that in mind. But I think I will go with Second Child. And I'll go with Second Strands, although again, as I said, I don't really want to play 2. We'll play the 1, but even the 1 is pushing it because our creature count's going to be a little low here. That's pretty typical of my Dimir decks in the format. They're 12 to, you know, sometimes even 11, like 11 to 13 range creatures. But I'll take it, and I'm going to board it for right now. Two strokes. 2 strokes is a little tough because stroke flood is real, especially if you're up against Boros. This is not great against Boros, but it's pretty incredible against literally everything else. We'll take it. I don't think we want a leapfrog. You want a froggies? I guess maybe we check creature count. It's possible we play the leapfrog, but I try not to even play this in... I'm okay with this in Is It, but I really try not to play this in Dimir. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This kind of is creatures. 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I don't want to play this. We have enough creatures that we can take another stroke. It's not great either way. This is what I'm talking about. This is a classic. This is what we're talking about when we talk about Vault Progress. It doesn't matter too much, but literally nothing in here is making our deck. Literally nothing. So take the uncommon. That's all Vault Progress. All Vault Progress says to do. We get our second Mesmerist anyway. And we can get another Vapors. Are we running 2 Vapors? If so, we got to cut all these 1 toughness creatures in our deck. But I don't think we need a Centipede, so I'll take a Vapors number 2 and we'll think about it. More Vault Progress. $60 on the grind. Let me get that in before I forget. Kind of bricked, but we have some. We definitely want. There was some other surveil that would have been nice to have, but we actually have. We have not as much as we want, but could have been worse, I guess, is where I was headed with that. Let's see, we are on GRN. Happy Valentine's Day, I guess. Do people care about Valentine's Day outside of elementary school? Like, is that a romantic, important thing to people? My wife and I do not give much of a darn about Hallmark telling us when to express love for each other. So, yeah, what I love about Halloween, well, Halloween's great, but what I love about Valentine's Day is that, like, in in like 10 days from now, it's gonna be like 75% off chocolate at the grocery store. That's how my family gets gets into the spirit of the holiday. But some people love it. That's awesome. You know, if days are special to you, if traditions are special to you, you be you. I'm going to be me. And what do you know? I'm drafting Dimir in GRN. Who would have seen that coming? You know, GRN is actually like my worst win rate, so maybe I am just following Dimir down into traps, because although GRN was at its most played at the very beginning of my streaming, when I was at my worst at figuring out how to stream and play at the same time. All right, so got that grind. This is on. Thanks for your patience here. If I do this now, it's much better. I don't fall behind in life quite as much. I mean, David, that's a legit gift right there. Now, what are we doing with this? 6 cuts. Current number, so 1712. So we got some cuts we can make. Yeah, like probably 1 Dowser, 1 Crow Swarm. Since we have the Murmuring Mystic as another 5 toughness butt. Maybe we do like cut those. Let's count. Let's see what we have that actually produces some surveil. What is our surveil count? Maybe it's worse than I thought. I think we do have to run both Vapors, and I'm really glad we took the Sabotage now. I was kind of saying it was a whatever type pick, but actually the surveil makes it pretty important for us. Yeah, that is definitely lower than we wanted. So we're definitely going to run both Vapors for the surveil, because we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's just low. Like when I get 8 surveil triggers in a deck like this, I start to feel like, yeah, we're doing it. And then you can get even more than that. And it's, oh, did I miss Notion Rain though? Right? No, I found it. Darn it. Oh, I thought I might have missed one. You want to get rid of the kitties too? That puts us pretty low on creatures. I could see getting rid of 1, but they really are fine to just trade off with some stuff early. Even though it's a non-bow. Yeah, we could cut the Crawl Swarm and just play 2 Dowsers. Vinegar Valentines? No, but I love it. Those crazy Victorians. Yeah, and Blood Operative dies, but it also comes back. Yeah, we're in a little awkward spot here. Can we do other... Do we have any other 2-drops that... No, we don't. Hey, New Brew, what's up? I'm going to go done and come back in just to reset the sort. We cut 1 stroke. Yep, East and I on the same page there. I think I'm down to trying to find 1 non-surveil, non-creature card to remove, but also want non-removal. So what does that leave us with? Like, stroke. It doesn't leave us with much in that spot. And also with Mystic, we actually want our instants and sorceries. Double Vapors is an uncomfortable concession to the fact that we did not get the Dimir, the surveil hookup that we wanted in the draft in Nantuko. But for what it's worth, we should be able to crush Boros. With 2 Dowsers, we could make a case for the old 16 lander. since our top end is here and we have some card draw and we have Surveil to help us find. Maybe I'm just trying to be greedy and... Yeah, there's a lot of awkward here. I don't deny it. Bando points out that Vapors continues to be a non-bow with the Mystic, killing all the birds it creates. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, Nantuko wants to know the payoffs. We actually have a lot of payoffs. We have Phantasm. We have Thoughtbound Phantasm. We have Whispering Snitch, which is not a great payoff. We have Dimir Spybug, which is... and we have Blood Operative to get back. We have Darkblade Agent to draw cards. Those are our main ones. Think we should cut one Vapor. Maybe we just have to accept that the payoffs are a little bit low. Drake is also a reasonable cut. Yeah, Strands. With a low creature count, we could just get rid of the Strands. And we could put back, maybe I'll put in a Veiled Shade as a kind of closing card that doesn't die to our Vapors. Yeah, Funky and I thinking the same thing there. Even cut, but like Muse Drake at least like is a thing that we can sack to, like, if we want to play the Strands. Did I miss a resub? How did you, oh, did you just do that, Swim Down? How did you sub? I'm trying to understand why it works sometimes and not others, but... Oh, you just wanted the badge. You're talking about the badge. Yeah, this is a very awkward Surveil deck. I'm not going to lie. Very awkward. Not loving the anti-synergies we've got going. And also, let me get out of your way. But we can start here. We can cut a Drake. You could like cut the Muse Drake and add back in a Strands. Muse Drake just really doesn't do much. We only have one stroke in. I do want to have one stroke. I don't want both. No worries, Lizard. Surveil is somewhat like Scry, except instead of putting the ones you don't want on the bottom, you put them into your graveyard. Yep, we're gonna run this, and we're gonna call this Surveyor. How about Skittering Synergies. What don't you like? The name or the mechanic? Well, someone come up with a better name. We just call it Skittles. Oh no, it's good. It's better than put into graveyard is better than put into a bottom of library. That's an upside. Oh yeah, wait, that reminds me. I owe someone the Mirage Basics. Mirage Basics has been super popular in the choose your own basics camp. Valhalla's, I'm just saying, in balance, in the abstract, putting cards in your graveyard is an upside in Magic as opposed to putting bottom of library. That's my point. In a vacuum, Surveil is better than Scry. In a vacuum. There you can it's Magic. You can name all sorts of reasons. Like, for example, you have tutors. Like, if you have tutors, you want stuff to go to the bottom so you can dig it out of your deck later or whatever. But in balance, Surveil is an upside over Scry. All right, let's par poll this suspect Dimir deck. Some anti-synergies, some low synergy, but it's still got some high end. It's still got some great cards. It still has an outstanding pilot, by which I mean chat. Where we're going to keep and hope like heck they are Boros, but Metaphytic Vapor's glut is real if they don't have the 1 toughness, but we just need the Surveil, so we're keeping. Like, at least we have Phantasm into Surveil, Surveil, Surveil. That's quite good if they don't deal with this. Pass Wall gives us something to do on 2 at least. Yeah, unfortunately these Vapors don't look like they're going to be very good, although if they come up with some something like the frogs or whatever, we can get them. All right, we got to sequence this carefully here. If we lead with Informant because it's a 3-drop or whatever, then we don't have a non-Vapors Surveil trigger to get Spybug out of Vapors range. So we're going to Spybug here so that we can Informant next and get Spybug out of Death by Vapors. And we have to hope, we just want our, man, if our Spybug and Phantasm can survive here, just a couple more turns, we can really start doing some stuff. Classic, is it? Just sudden explosions of massive amounts of damage, and with the jump start, they can do this play again next turn, threatening basically to put us to 4 over 2 turns here. So what do we do about that, though? I mean, am I going to chump with a Spybug? Chumping with Spybug doesn't seem great, and we can do it next turn if we want. I'm going to take it for now, and maybe we find something else to do besides give up a Spybug off the top. Some of that sweet removal would be nice. Hey, there we go. That's something. But we can't even cast it yet, although maybe we have to... All right. Yeah, we're going to Informant and chump with the Spybug, and then Vapors away the Leapfrog next turn. I think that is fair. I could just Vapors now too, but then we get to chump with the bug. Ah, here we go. Takedown. -4 is going to really help. We're going to keep that on top. And then we can even Darkblade and maybe Darkblade into the Vapors. The second Vapors. The first one is going to have to fire off, I think, probably before we can use this. And maybe we just want to cut this and find a 5th land for the Dowser, more so than try to take advantage of the Darkblade agent. We're at 0 hourglasses, so I got to make a call here, and it's not super easy, and I'm not sure what's correct. I'm going to keep it, because we are going to have the Vapors to find more land for the Dowser. We're going to be surveilling 2 coming up. But there you go. Timno says I'd keep both. Haj says bin. They're both solid players based on their gameplay feedback they've provided over the weeks and months here. So sometimes Magic decisions are just close calls that are hard to figure out. I wonder if they'll send everything. Yeah, I think they just have to here, but we're gonna chump with the Spy Bug to stay alive. Doesn't have trample or anything, right? And then next turn, we're going to tap something and kill the Piston Fist. We could trade for the Frog, yes, but the Frog's going to die to Vapor's damage. That's my thinking there. That if we're not going to Vapors, we should trade with it. Yeah. All right. So then we do have to go. We only save a couple of life anyway. Doesn't die to Vapor if I take down. Not sure what you mean. But I am going to go for the trade here. Well, looks like, there you go. Dazzling Lights means the Vapors is still going to be worthwhile.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
Thank you, War Furnace. Appreciate that sub. Yeah, you can make an argument that this is a Vapor's turn now. If this is not something that activates the Cyclops, like they've done their big altitude play, right? The flying does feel threatening, and these are unlikely to fly, and we have stuff. So yeah, I'm actually in full agreement. It's kind of funny. We are, although this changed, like we tried to trade for the Frog, and now that we haven't, and now that they're down to 1 card, I think it is correct to go for the Vapor play. Even if they have something like, Notion Rain. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and draw the Darkblade Agent and then have some cool additional surveils to do. And now if they find a way to, like, make the Cyclops attack, obviously we just have to chump. But if they don't make anything fly, we at least have the chumps here. Yeah, that's true. Notion Rain's a bit greedy, huh? Well, I kind of forgot Notion Rain dealt damage, if I'm honest. I wasn't thinking about it. Been a while since I played the format. So that was probably pretty greedy, but actually there's not that much difference between 2 and 4 against the red deck. Is there something that deals like 2 or 3 to face? Did they do that? I think yeah, that was not what they wanted to do. Sorry, Oppo. I think they misclicked. Must be frustrating for them. Sorry. Yeah, Direct Current's a good call. I mean, they don't have the mana for that yet, but that is a reasonable thing to worry about. Although Direct Current is 4, you know, like Direct Current is effectively 4 damage, so it's still effectively dead just over the course of a couple turns. Yeah, I think I'm going to hold up Takedown. So we can get rid of this Cyclops. I like our position to just then Darkblade into some Surveil stuff after that. Now you like it on their draw step. I like waiting to see, because remember, they can't even attack with the Cyclops unless they cast an instant. So rather than... Oh, and see, this is amazing, right? This is why we wait. But there are good reasons to not wait. We're going to tap this one and kill this one. Yeah, why didn't they target the beam splitter? But yeah, because magic's hard, that's why. Yeah, Vapors lets me attack, but I'm not worried about getting him dead quickly. I like setting up our Darkblade advantage. Set up the crushing advantage as opposed to just one turn earlier turning to the attack. Uh-oh! Definitely not playing Notion Rain. In fact, we might just be dead to... We're just kind of dead to this now. Ah, well. Do we have any life gain? I guess we have a Child of Night, but not in the deck. Yeah, we're dead. Snitch? Yeah, but the trouble is we can't do any of this in time. Ooh, that's... See, like, even that's got lifelink. So, like, I've got some tools, just not in time. Just have to have Oppo figure it out. I think they'll figure it out. Oh, they figured it out. Yeah, they got that one big turn with the... They kind of went all in and it worked. I'm a little disappointed. One or two, like, couple of... Just one thing breaks our way differently there, and I think we take that one pretty handily, but they went all in on the risky flight plan, and it worked. Well, I don't think it was... Was it a chat punt? I think chat had a great point. We just got... we got dazzled, right? We didn't know they had... We didn't know they had the dazzling lights. I mean, we could have discussed it and potentially played around it or whatever, but I don't think it's demonstrably incorrect. It just... looks like it didn't work out there, and another play might have, but you know, we're playing all the probabilities here, not just what actually happened. That's true, Haj. Like, we almost pulled it out, but only because Oppo had a UI punt. There's no way Oppo makes that mistake in paper. So, don't want to call it super close when we got some gift punts from Oppo. Oh, it's another keeper. Let's see if we can't find a swamp, though. That would be amazing. Find a swamp, we get to go Phantasm into Spybug, and then we have Dazzling for some instant Surveil triggers. I mean, it is an instant, but I just mean we already have some Surveil triggers ready. There's some more. One-time deck, give us a swamp. And we have a play on 2, and eventually we can dazzle to find some do some surveilling and find what we need. It's one of the reasons we went to 16. We're a little bit greedy, but we have a lot of surveil to help us find what we want. Love this card. Wish we had ended up with one. And this is why I love it so. Just really powerful to look at your opponent's hand on the second turn and take this hand that they've kept. They've said this hand is good enough to keep, and often you can just like pick that one thing that frankly turns that hand into a mulligan. In this case, it's not bad for us. They had to reduce the power level of our hand by taking the quasi-duplicate, but of course we can still jumpstart that. So all is not lost. Wrong land, deck. I mean, we'll need another island eventually, so it's not the worst, and we have a play here, but obviously we want a swamp. Well, they're somewhat banking on us not having the ability to cast it yet, right? So they gambled. There we go. Love it. Now we can Spy Bug, and we even have the Dazzle to pump it if we want, but of course we want to get this going before we Notion Rain or Dazzle. This is a problem. It's a little slow, but it's over time, given the grindy nature of our matchup, it's going to eventually be a problem, I might say, more accurately. One option we have is to... Ooh, well, this changes it a little bit.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
I was hoping to hold the island to potentially pitch to quasi-duplicate to duplicate the Spy Bug before we go off with our surveil, but now we're going to have to pitch the island as part of the rat. We find another one, though. I would love another land off the top. I couldn't give up the Notion Rain, but I do want to land here. Not willing to Dazzle to find it, though. I mean, we could just Dazzle now, but again, I want to try and quasi-duplicate the Spy Bug and then start. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Eduardo, that over time that Guild Mage will be an issue. And unfortunately, we don't have duplicate plus dazzling with this particular suite of lands. I think we have the time. They only have 2 cards left. This is going to start being annoying, but let's... oh, I shouldn't have done that, though, because then... Yeah, maybe we don't. I'm going to use the... I'm going to go ahead and do the Notion Rain. Yeah, we have to Notion Rain here. I was trying to get greedy with the duplicate, but it's just not fitting in. Blood Operative, solid. Maybe not super solid on this board, but we do have the Dazzling to save it once. Now, let's just... We can actually surveil, and then we can actually pull this back, right? We get this for free, basically. I think that's how that works. And then we can keep the swamp. Maybe even ditch the land, too. We want more islands. I want land, that's why, Eduardo, but we do want... Like, I would like to play more lands out, that's why. But I think you were right that we should skip on both. I did. I actually had the haircut on yesterday's stream, but nobody said anything, or not that nobody said anything that I noticed. That's what I say to my wife, East. So I believe you. Yeah, my bangs get a little short, and then I lose the curl. My Superman curl will be back with some time. Oppo in the tank, or off getting a beverage or something. Now they're here. They're rolling over stuff. Takedown. They're killing our Phantasm before it gets out of hand and getting in for an attack. That's fair. Because this was about to get quite out of hand. But we still have the Spy Bug. I like that. I think eventually they're going to have to kind of use the Guild Mage on the Spy Bug. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to go with Operative Child. I guess we could also keep up Sabotage. I like Operative Child. Let's just put some lifelink on the ground, and we'll duplicate at some other point, I think. Oh, we can't Operative Child. Too much black. So then we could Child Sabotage or Duplicate Child. That's true. We could just pitch the Operative. Then what are we getting out of that? I like that idea. Bacalao Fever points out we can pitch Operative to Quasi and get the Operative back with one of our Surveils. But I think I'm going to hold up Counter with Child in play, right? Get in for a couple. Yeah, there's been some definite decisions here. Who'd you pick for your champion? I still don't know what that means. In what context must I pick a champion? Because we were talking about there's this whole event we can play, but I didn't know do I have to pick something? What am I picking a champion for? Can I pick myself? I am my own champion. Are we countering this? Nah, they can have this. I know, but what is the point of picking a champion? And where do I pick it? Am I supposed to tell Wizards somewhere who my champion is? And if I tell them, what do I get out of it? That's what I don't understand. Win some bling. Okay. Then too late then, I guess. Yeah, I don't read their mail. Kind of telegraphing our sabotage here, but that's okay. We currently have the advantage. Eventually they're gonna have to start using their Guild Mage on tapping down our Spy Bug. Strands is decent, but I don't know if we have any need for that quite yet. We can just send in Spy Bug again and again. I kind of don't want to go shields down on Sabotage though while we have a board advantage. Yeah, they know we have Dazzle. They know we have Dazzle and Operative. Let's see, if we send the Child, are we happy to trade off for the Rat? I don't know if I want to trade off for the Rat. Although we have the Dazzle, right? So we can just Dazzle if they do anything like that. Thing is, if they block with Muse Drake and Rat, we can't Dazzle at all. So that's my problem with it, right? If we send in Child, they go Muse Drake, Rat on it, knowing our Dazzle, and then we're still kind of unhappy. And also, keep in mind that we get our operative back via surveil triggers, so I kind of want to get the operative going before I do this stuff, if possible. Yeah, I know the bug has menace. I'm talking about child with these two, though. That seems a problem to me, so I'm only going to send in the spy bug. Yeah, and also they have... Okay, Surveil is 3 mana, so they can't Surveil and, like, set up an amazing draw. I'm just wondering if we go Shields down here to play out the operative. I think I'm going to. They get a turn off. They can sneak something through the Sabotage, but then they have 1 turn to do it. Then we can get Sabotage back in place. And this is very... this is fun. Let's see, we're... Oh, yeah, we get to mess with Oppo's Graveyard. And we'll take the takedown, I guess. Doesn't really matter that much. Although cover up allows you to reshuffle stuff in, so it matters something. Weird that they're not using their guild mage, though, right? Like, they could have at least made it so that my spy bug doesn't untap next turn. They just missed it. I'd done that. So much to miss in any given game of Magic. I don't think you realize how much there is to miss till you've streamed. Ugh, I want to get that going, too. And they didn't do much of anything, and they still can't surveil something amazing to the top. Yeah, I'm going to do it again. Too valuable. Because we can start making it unblockable with Pass Wall and, like, drawing cards and stuff. It's like, now maybe they're remembering. This is where I want to show you all what I'm talking about, but I don't even want to roll over the card that they're forgetting about, because then they might remember. Like, oh, they remembered. Darn it. They looked at their house guild mage. Alright, that's not a bad card to see resolve when we have shields down. Dowser. Man, we have not been able to find more land. It's been a little bit annoying. Let's see. They've got the ability to have 3/3 here, 2/2. Basically, they got a lot of stuff, but we could send in the Darkblade agent, and they're going to have to give up 2 things in order to take down the agent. So we'll send in the agent. We can send in the operative as well. Yeah, that's true, except we can't get... We need to actually increase Darkblade Agent's power before we can take 3 things out with it, is the problem. Oh, sorry, yeah, we have a 2/5 to face now, and that doesn't do anything, so I'll skip that. Yep, just this. That's all we got. Right, they need to block with 3 to be able to take out the agent. But... oh, wow. I wonder what this is. Is this... I wonder if they have a dazzling too. Well, we've got a sabotage, so... if they go for... something to stop it. Oh, great. Deadweight will be perfect for... I've been a little feeling choked on land, but I still am so greedy that I can't quite justify keeping it, though. I'm going to take the deadweight. And we're going to keep up our sabotage. Yeah, I think this is going to happen a lot. World Hates Paul feels like Oppo might not have played a lot of this format based on what they're missing and how they're playing. And that's classically what's going to happen when an old format comes back onto Arena, because a lot of people are joining up on Arena all the time and just haven't played the old stuff. All right, now we're going to deadweight the Guild Mage, which is proving problematic. We don't need to sever the Guild Mage. We got the deadweight. It's perfect for it. But we may need to sever something like the Veiled Shade. But I'm still, like, in no hurry for that either. I'm gonna keep... now that we've eliminated the thing that was tapping down our best threat, I just like keeping up the sabotage and trying to protect a Spybug win. Get a little bit more land, we can start activating the Adept on something else, like attack with Spybug and Operative, and still have this sabotage up. And that should just be too much for them to manage without some bomb I'm not thinking of here. So I think we are way advantaged, just incredibly advantaged in this game right now. And there we got our 6th land. That's pretty important. It does let us start doing this. They're on a 1-turn clock that we have protected with the sabotage, so this needs to be something, and they need to draw something, and they both need to be something that stops our win. Nope. One to the good there. All right. All right. I'll take it. Those of you who missed Theros draft, is that because you don't like GRN, or you're just really digging Theros? Or both? Excuse me. I feel like I'm running a little ragged today. Old man tired here. I think the gameplay in this format is way better than mediocre, but the drafting was maybe mediocre. Man, again with the missing a color, but again, me not really wanting to give it up. We got a dead weight. How greedy are we? We're on the play, though. I think we have to mulligan this on the play. The thing is, we do have the dead weight. Ugh. I'm going to mulligan. All right, this is better. Let's see, we could cut the Dowser. Leave this. Yeah, let's cut Dowser. Make sure we have mana. And often when I have 3 land, 4 spells on a mull to 6, I pitch one of the lands. But in this case, I feel like we want to make sure we have it going early. That thing's annoying, but I almost want to, like, often people put auras and stuff on the Healer's Hawk, but maybe that's fancy play. I think I will start with a pass wall, though. They can have an attack here. And if they put something on it, we'll be really happy we let them do that. Mystic. Well, I'm going to let him have another attack. I'm going to go with Informant here, use all of our mana, and also find us some land to get this Mystic online. Absolutely letting go of the Shade. But Mystic Quasi is bonkers. And we do have a takedown. How greedy are we supposed to be? Oh, well, let's just put it in because we still get to use it, right? Yeah, dumping it makes some sense because we can still jumpstart it and get it once anyway. So I'm going to do that. Kind of like drawing a card instead of just surveilling. Only kind of, because you do need to pitch it with a jump start, but I try to wait till later when we have spare lands or whatever. Interesting play from Oppo, given that we ostensibly eat the shield mate with the Adept and the Informant. It screams of a trick, probably plus either 2, well, yeah, I can make it a 4/4. Then they get one of our creatures. I still think we just block. I'm happy to trade. Like, I don't want to lose the pass wall. It would be nice, but I'm happy to trade one of these creatures off for a trick. So I'm going to say go for it, Oppo. Also, they use their turn on this trick. That feels good too. Not finding our 4th land, but we can go rat, wait, and we're not even using up Mystic triggers.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Trouble is, if we spend a dead weight on a hawk, like, we're going to make a bunch of tokens in the air. What do you think? Should we use this because we can, or are we waiting for a sweeter target? I don't want to wait for a sweeter target. We have this situation under control, and the hawk is not that big a deal. Not right now. We'll try and answer the hawk with 1/1s from Murmuring Mystic. Or if they put something on it, you know, takedown. Yeah, there are lots of sweeter targets. I mean, if you just printed a list of every 2 toughness green or white creature in this format, you'd see a list, even common and uncommons, you'd see stuff you'd rather. This is one of the premier cards in Boros. I'm not, definitely is, but it's one that we have a plan for that we don't need to use the deadweight on. So might as well try and execute our plan of answering the Hawk with creatures as opposed to our premium removal. Okay, we got to play this island because we can't duplicate unless we have it. And now again, we are in a pretty decent spot here. What I'm going to do, actually, hopefully they play something worth killing. Not really. So they're not attacking, potentially smartly because of this takedown, but I don't need to use the takedown either. So I'm still content to pass until we have a situation where our cards and our creatures can't deal with the creatures they've played. Right now we're managing the game with our own creatures, which is great. It means we get to hold on to our removal. And then, what was I saying about Vapors versus Boros? I mean, we lose our rat here, but this is kind of bonkers. They'll get a life linker out of that as well. And this is a classic, this is one of our non-bows that we recognize we have going on here. We're going to Vapors, make a bird, and then kill the bird. Yeah, I should have sent the rat, sorry. I don't think it doesn't really matter to how we're going to win this game, but yes, I should have sent the rat. And now we can pitch all the land we see, basically. You're late, Scotty. 200 people have already told me I should send the rat. But again, with what we're doing here and how this is going to play out, it doesn't even really matter. Like, some mistakes are costlier than others depending on the type of deck you're playing and the plan you have. And like, if we were an aggro deck, missing an attack is like everything. But in this deck, missing a 1-point attack almost doesn't matter. I mean, of course it matters. I'm not trying to let myself off the hook for not seeing it, but just observing that the consequence here is not super harsh. And also, I don't like, I mean, I'm not going to keep lands on top just so we can pitch them to Quasi. We can pitch something else to it if we want. Yeah, I still think it's not even, that's fair. Like, if we got the shield made out of it, that would be one thing. I feel like I'm stacked, but I don't want to spend anything. I'm going to take down on their turn as the next play, I suppose, here. Might need to deadweight the soldier. But for now, we'll do both of these. We're going to tap. We'll tap this and minus for this. Hope I did it correctly. So now I'm going to pitch Swamp to duplicate the Mystic. Oh, because I was waiting for a good card to pitch. Now we got one in the Swamp. So now I feel better about that play. 720. We could deadweight something here, but again, I don't see the need. They're not playing black. We're not going to get these discarded or countered or anything, so we can just hold these until they're at their maximum value. like that they get this attack this turn, because that means they're very unlikely to see what's coming next turn. Yeah, we could deadweight the patrol, but we don't need to. Like, I see what you're saying. Deadweight the patrol, or Bacalau's suggestion of getting them to block with the patrol. But we get to do this here and just nom nom. Vapors actually hurts us to the point where we don't want it now. And folks, this is what I'm talking about. Dazzling Lights is a great card in this format, especially in Dimir decks and also in Izzet decks. And it's just like the same thing, almost the same thing in Theros Beyond Death is practically unplayable. Magic's funny. I maybe should have put off a bunch on if they just get one. Yeah, that was dumb of me. I was yammering and didn't do the right overblock, which I've called out as a leak of mine. I am often failing to overblock as I should. So now we're going to go ahead and try the deadweight play that was suggested by Bacalhau Fever, since I punted the block of the patrol there. They'll probably block here. It just looks like we're just trying to get extra damage through. There might be some cards you could point out where you'd say, oh, but you don't want a quadruple block because this might happen. But I think the birds are so expendable that if there's anything like that in the format like we experienced, you want to try and protect against it. I'm going to keep playing cards. We haven't found our Notion Rain yet. Or sorry, keep playing lands because we haven't found our Notion Rain yet. And we've used, I don't know if we have any other quasi or any other jumpstart. I don't think so. I'm checking my deck here. No, there's nothing else that is looking to pitch lands to jumpstart. So we can play lands because we know we have card draw. But we do get to attack, right? $11 turn clock here, 12 turn clock. Well, it's a great advertisement for Dazzling Lights. It's a pretty terrible advertisement for my my magic skills, but Dazzling Lights was not the problem there. I'm still holding the 1, though. It's not going to cost us too much to hold the 1. Phantasm, probably not doing much this game, but I'll still play it. Right now, we're just on... I was joking when I said 11 turn clock or 12 turn clock, but... hopefully we'll find another instant or sorcery and add to the Air Force. Capable of pro-level plays. I love it. That's going to be my tagline. It's going to be the subheader to the channel. Any reason to attack with our friend the operative? It trades off, dies, we get a couple life, but nothing else really happens, so yeah, we'll just... Oh no, it's slowed down to an 18 turn clock. Wait, it's gonna increase as soon as we counter something. I know, but I can fail to take a compliment like the best of them. Well, if we send operative, yeah, I guess we could send operative knowing we can get it back. That's fair. But it's still, what does that accomplish? I guess we trade for something. If we don't counter anything here, I guess I'll attack with the operative. Was that good for us, you ask? I think so. Because it is basically free. And we get it back for free right now. Because I am going to stop this. And it costs us life to get it back, but we got life by sending it in. Like, the only difference is we have to spend 3 more mana than we would have otherwise. We basically said we traded 3 of our extra mana for the creature of their choice, but it was mana we had, so why not? I don't know what stuff they can get back here exactly. I guess I'll take a patrol out. Oh, that's right. I might be lying in my stream title. Sorry. Let's change the title. Thanks for reminding me. Sorry. Okay. Let's see. We're countering that? Yeah, let's counter that. I mean, it's actually not that huge, but it gives us a faster clock. And really sorry, chunk blocked. I was not trying to slow roll you. I'm just streaming and distracted. Mystic's okay. Yep. Correct. Quasi-duplicate plus Murmuring Mystic. Blah. This keeps happening. 2 lands of 1 color in our opener this event. Frustrating. Oppo goes first, though. We have a deadweight. We have a blood operative on 3 with any card, any land at all. We have Dimir Informant and Pass Wall. Dimir Informant can get the blood operative back. Duplicate is one of our better cards, but is a long way off from being castable. When you play Blood Operative, you surveil, right? Oh no, never mind. It was exile. I was thinking of something else. Risky keep for you, East? Or are you saying it's a risky keep mulligan? I'm gonna keep. The OG meme. We have 8 and 8. All right. We get to lead with a pass wall here, which I like over dead weight, because they may play something much better that we want to dead weight here, and I like that. Yeah, like Tajik, perhaps? Maybe? All right, well, they get a 3-3 guard, but we're going to dead weight Tajik, and then we can get the Blood Operative down to trade with the guard. Oh, that's nice, too. We can do the dead weight and get the spy bug out. Hey, Dionysus, welcome. How you been? That's the plan. Land. Oh, man, if we gotten a land, we would be able to have Blood Operative with Dazzling Lights up. Blood Operative with Dazzling Lights up would be pretty great in this spot. As it is, we are up against it a little bit more than I would be hoping for. We can bring the Hammer Dropper down, though. So this is where you're going to see at least the value of Dazzling Lights against Boros, like I was talking about, because we're going to drop the Hammer Dropper down to a 2-2 with Dazzling Lights and double block, and they get a 1-for-1, but the 10th District Guard will not get a counter, and hopefully that means that we can follow up the Blood Operative and still trade with the Guard. So we're going to leave everything back and try and take care of this Hammer Dropper with Dazzling Lights. How do they get a 2-for-1? Oof. Right, sure, the Dazzling. That's fair. Hopefully a Surveil 2 feels like drawing a card. Now we have to see if we want to keep the Spy Bug alive, which I think we have to. This is not going well for us. It's a bad play. Well, what was your line, Nantuko? Do that and keep the Murmuring, though. Now we can go Informant and threaten to double block the Hammer Dropper for a 1-for-1. In this case, the 10th District Guard would get there. We can do the Blood Operative play this time. If we do Informant, we get a counter on the Spy Bug. That doesn't do much for us right now, though. And we can go Operative, try to trade 1-for-1, and then Informant it back. And also, Dowser is going to take care of is going to stonewall the Guard if this works. So yeah, let's go with Operative here and try and trade it for the Hammer Dropper. I think we're doing great, given that we faced a turn 2 Guard into a turn 3 Tajik. Of course, thankfully we're on the play. If we were on the draw, I don't think we'd be in this at all. And do we want to... If I'm not blocking with the bug, I should attack with the bug. I'm not blocking with the bug. Might block... I could have attacked with a pass wall under that logic as well. Were we? Oh, we were on the draw. Okay, well then we're doing great given that we were on the draw. Wow. And Mystic blocks the guard, although... And Gravitic Punch... But Gravitic Punch finishes us off. Anything that can be done here? Nah, we did. Darn it. Again, I think we did pretty well given the curve out from Oppo, but boo. I could make him do it, but let's move on. Tajik on the play. It's rough. Boros never works out for me. I tried Boros in this format and it laughs at me. I know I'm suggesting I'm being all paranoid. I know the game doesn't love or hate me, but what I will say is that when I play Boros, I find it very frustrating how beholden I am to drawing the right density of things in the right order. Sneep, though. The full-on curve out. What's up, Dragon? I'm gonna go with pass wall now. We have time to dead weight this thing. Could also Notion Rain here, but we have so many Surveil triggers. If we can wait and get some Surveil value out of this, I'd like to. Oh, I didn't see it. Yeah, you redeemed a Rat Burglar? You got it. I missed that, sorry. You can always just keep bugging me. Eventually I'll...
Say I never heard of ya, a Rat Burglar.
Eventually I'll see it. Yeah, I like those lands a lot. I think they're good for the game. Now there's a different... Look, at this one is special and this one isn't. How do we get the special ones? Am I buying the special ones from the store? Anyway. What are we doing? Dead weight? Yeah, I guess we have to dead weight this thing. It's going to get out of hand eventually. They don't have the counterspell mana for this, so I'm going to do this. It's a good card. We should kill it. Speaking of good cards, we should kill.
Don't be surprised if we meet again.
Of course, easier said than done. It can't kill the Mystic, though, so we get to hopefully play this out, get some birds, and take out Vraska before it's out of hand.
Being ruthless has its rewards.
Would limited magic be better without planeswalkers? Not necessarily. I don't think... It's like almost like saying, would our kids be better off without television? It's like, I don't know, what kind of television? Yeah, let's go rain here so we get some birds for that Vraska. And don't mind the capture sphere. It's not really what we're worried about. I don't want either of these particularly, though.
On what's about to happen.
Ugh, non-bow card is not great. But I like, let's see, we can do a couple of things here. We could use a bird to strand away the worm, but honestly I'd rather take it down and create another bird. And I don't want to Strands away the Mystic. It's still doing stuff.
That got my attention.
And they're playing blue. They might have a counter for CMC or something, so I'm going to do this now.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
Thank you, Mensch. 8 months sub from Mensch. Yeah, I'm not sure why they even bothered with the capture sphere on the Mystic. I mean, I guess it's prevented some damage to Vraska, but didn't seem like a great play. We can play the Operative. It doesn't exile, right? So if they want a -3 to destroy the Operative, that's fine as well. Yeah, I'm just going to play the Operative. We can keep playing this stuff out, though. Anything else? Do we want to do something? Because we could take this thing out, but I don't think we need to. Yeah. Well, I don't want to use Strands because A, I don't want to give up the Mystic, and I don't want to give up the creatures we're trying to use to control Vraska. So I think we can take some damage from the Lurcher, some attacks from the Lurcher, and hold the Strands for a minute here while we try to control Vraska.
Its pain is our gain.
Oh, there's a good... the coverage is good right now, Mensch. Shh, don't tell that. Don't tell that to my viewers, that they should be looking elsewhere. That's cool. Them using a spell like, using a big removal spell on something we can ultimately get back. We could deadweight the Lurcher to slow it down a little bit. Yeah, this Vraska value engine is frustrating. We're having trouble
At your best?
keeping up. And yeah, we can Strands, but we get our final bird, and then that's it, right? Like, are you suggesting we pitch the Mystic and get one final bird to get 3, or that we give up a bird and just replace it? I mean, we could do that. I just don't know if we need to do that. Oh, I see. Yeah, I tried it before, Mensch, but I find it tough. Maybe I'd try that again. Anyway, let's get back to this situation. Yeah, we can basically trade Strands. We can Strands the Lurcher, and it's basically a 2-mana kill spell. I was just hoping to do it with something else, but yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, I don't think we needed to, Scotty, but it was a reasonable play. A reasonable play. I mean, this thing's hitting pretty hard.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap
As
burglar.
long as we win, nothing else matters.
Ugh, this land is not helping, I'll say that. Jeez. I don't know what to do here. I feel like I'm just beating my head against Vraska for no effect whatsoever, and we're ripping land after land after land completely uselessly. Have to acknowledge we're also getting hammered by our own acknowledged non-bow. There's no reason to cast this. It does nothing except kill our birds. I mean, thank you, Comrade Cards. Appreciate that. Time does indeed fly. Tell me about it. Send birds in dead weight if blocked? What does that do? Like, do it all? Kill it? But I'm just gonna, let's see what.
That stings. Don't dwell on what's about to happen.
So it's gonna be like this, deck. It's gonna be like this. My beloved Dimir wrecked 16 land Dimir, mind you, and we're at 10. We could deadweight this thing, but it just comes back. What's the ultimate here? Oops. Sorry, that was my, I was thinking I was only attacking with the spiders. I mean, with the flyers. Well, I was feeling depressed about this game, and then I punted it away, so you're welcome. Let's see. What can I do to mitigate here? I guess we take out the swarm. Sorry. Ignominious way to give up your chances. Yeah, are you sure Dionysus is here? I don't think so. Insult to insult. Do we have even outs now? I don't even know how we can possibly win from here. Let's see. What handles this 6/6? We have... like, we need to find Darkblade Agent and give it Death Touch. I don't think we have outs, folks. I didn't help things, but I don't think we have outs. Yeah, Oppo DC is our out, so I'm kind of like not even playing anymore. Wonder if Jay is around, because we're about to end this event. If Jay's around, we can kick off some limited early. Hey, how about we can do this? How about I'll save out this deck. Somebody, let's play cross set limited. Well, maybe somebody has a Dimir deck they can, or a GRN deck they can do. I guess I'll just wait here. I guess we'll block 6. We'll prevent 6 each turn here. But if somebody wants to battle me with their limited deck against this one, we could do that. All right, so Dowser. Okay, wait. We do have some kind of way. We got to keep Vraska somehow in check, which is like the hard part here. But I'll throw this here. Ugh, losing to Capture Sphere is the worst. But we did lose. Nah, I'm not gonna do it. Mensch. No real interest in trying to switch my brain to that gear right now. Yuck. Some people had a par 2. Nice call. The deck was bad. Not bad. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. The deck had a bad low end and some bad synergies, so I kind of got the result I deserved. Also didn't play well. Man, it's like a week of suboptimal play. Sorry about that, folks, but we go up and down, you know. Certainly not coverage gear, Mensch. I'm just in. I want to play some Magic right now. What I don't want to try and do is get into the head of somebody else and try to talk about what they're doing. It's just completely different. I don't know. You're gonna have to show me the game in which I punted in such a way that you feel it significantly affected the outcome. I don't. I'm not happy with some of my decisions, but I don't think it changed the result today. We'll open these packs, though. We might get... Oh, no, there's duplicate protection, so we won't get any gems out of this. But might as well crack it. Got a wild card. Nice. Mythic, too. All right, Bat Meme, I'm in. I'm gonna challenge Bat Meme, and we'll play one more game with this deck, at least, and see if it can't redeem itself slightly. And Bat Meme, you can play whatever format you want. If you have a GRN deck to play, that'd be cool, but I'd be kind of interested to see how this performs against some other format's deck. So let's do it. Are you online, though? Did you get my digits? There is a Theros Beyond Death draft that we could finish, but I think this is fine. What we're going to do a battle with Bat Meme here, and then we're going to find our friend Jay and do some constructed. In fact, let me see if Jay has emailed me with any decks here. There it is. I'll challenge you. Oh, cancel. I didn't do it right. Gotta go 40 card. There we go. You found out today how to not display founder if you care. What do you mean by founder? Maybe I don't understand what that is. Oh, your badge. Interesting. Brian's not proud of his status, apparently. Oh, if you want a rat, sure. Sneep. I mean, it's not amazing, but we have plenty to do. A lot of early plays like that. Love that early play stuff. How about Spybug early play? We don't really have any, we don't actually have any Surveil in hand right now, so let's not do Spybug. Let's open on Child. If they're Boros, we'll be happy to get in some lifelink damage, depending on what they play on their turn too. Nice. Saving the dead weight is going to work out here. No more land. We didn't get extra land, unfortunately. I'm going to deadweight this Healer's Hawk, though. We could deadweight the Banneret, but at least the Child trades with it on the ground here. No Tajik, please. We were gonna block. It smelled like a trick, but we were gonna trade for card, for Goblin Banneret or trick, one or the other. Oh, come on, deck. Just give me a... Need a land. So this is going to get rough, though. What can we do about this? This is going to attack as a 2/2 double striker now. And it's really frustrating because we're just some land away from actually not having a huge problem. But yeah, I guess we just got to snitch. But the thing is, we could rat away and maybe get something good here because they might empty their hand. But snitch now, rat next. At least puts 2 power to threaten the banneret with. Gotta take all this, though. And now, of course, because we did not get the Vapors on time, the Vapors don't even work. However, we can... If we Informant, we have a lot of toughness, and we threaten a 1-for-1 on the Banneret, which is what we really have to do here. We gain some... Although, actually, let's rat. It does the same trade, although it's a 2-for-1, but we get a card out of their hand, and then we save the potential Surveil for actually recovering. I think we're going to lose this, but I think this is our hope. Yeah, Nantuko wants to scoop, but come on, Nantuko.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
No, we're not blocking the Vindicator. We're double blocking the Banneret. That's pretty good. Now we should just chump instead. And I guess we could do this, and then if they want to trade the Crater Maker for the Snitch, they can do that. But we could also... Is there any way to survive here? We've already used our dead weight. Taking it's not really an option, right? I mean, we go to 4. I mean, I guess it's an option, but what does that get us? So if we take it all, and next turn to survive, we Informant? Like, it's just like, I think this is not winnable because of this Crater Maker play. We had a chance if we could have traded with the Banneret, but instead, I guess I'm going to at least give up the rat for some damage. And I'm going to do this. We'll trade Snitch for Crater Maker if they would like to. That's all we got. Definitely one. If we get the other island, we can quasi-duplicate. What does that do for us? We can't. We can only copy our stuff. So, oh, was it trample? Yeah, sorry, I forgot about trample too. Bad chump from me. especially don't read cards that are 2 years old. Are you kidding me? I think we gotta ditch it both, though. Quasi is not saving us here. We need removal. But I think that's our only out, really, is finding finding some of our hard removal for the tough ones here. But we are still just mostly dead, not dead. I think if we draw Artful Maneuver, is that it? Artful Dodge? Artful... Tap something, -4 something, you know? That might give us a chance. Takedown, thank you. I think it was Artful something. To be fair, I did glance at it, but I just saw the Double Strike logo. I saw Double Strike and Vigilance and forgot that the other thing was Trample. So I got a little bit worked by relying on the visual cues that the card is giving me. I thought when it had more than just a couple of keywords, it had like a star to say, like, basically, read card for more. Six, 7, 8 means we're dead, so we can't just try and take out the banneret. That means we are having to go here to try and live there and just chump here. Actually, we should do it this way. Actually, Snitch could gain us some life, so we should do it this way. This prevents 4, in both cases 4 damage is prevented, right? We can block here and prevent 4, we can block here and prevent 4. That's fair. It has the rumbling underneath it or whatever. It has a visual cue outside of these icons. But in my head, I was just looking at the icons. And now we can safely move on from this game. Apparently this deck is garbage, although Bat Meme has another strong-looking Boros deck there. And we had our chance. If we had gotten one of our Vapors off at the right time, we could have won that matchup. But as soon as Bat Meme put stuff out of Vapors range, we were pretty doomed. Anyway, I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to go to soapbox mode and thank YouTubers, my YouTube friends, for hanging out and watching that draft. Pretty ugly. Sorry, that was a rough-looking GRN draft in a lot of aspects, but I had fun playing with you all anyway, and appreciate you hanging out. So we'll see you, YouTube.